Good day everyone, I am Crystal Piat. Together with my group, we will discuss the school head and school-based management. But before that, we ready a small activity which is the word puzzle. So are you familiar with this word puzzle? So you are going to puzzle the word. So I will give you 10 seconds to guess the word. Let's proceed to the number 1. So when your answer is community, you are correct. So let's proceed with the number 2. Okay, this is a management. So let's proceed with the number 3, the last one. So it is education. So the activity na ginawa natin has a connection to our discussion today. So let's proceed with the learning outcome. So at the end of the lesson, students should be able to identify practice aligned to SBM and examine the understanding of school-based management. Lastly, discuss the meaning, advantage, disadvantage, and demand of SBM, identify practice aligned to SBM, and the role, function, and competency of the school head and SBM. School-based management, or SBM, is a strategy to improve education by transferring significant decision-making authority from state and district office to individual school. SBM provide principals, teachers, students, and parents greater control over the education process by giving them responsibility for decision about the budget, personnel, and the curriculum. Through the involvement of teacher, parents, and another community member in this key decision, SBM can create more effective learning environment for children. So school-based management, there is a goal or aim in enhancing education. So by giving authority to the principal, teacher, student, and parents, they have control over the education process, including yung decision making related to the budget and personnel management and curriculum design. By involving teacher, parents, and the community member in this decision, school-based management fosters the creation of more effective learning environment for children. SBM is said to improve the learning environment of the student by making sure that the personnel like principals, teacher, student, and the parents for them to have involved in the development of the children. So school-based management is a decentralized initiative by developing power or authority to school head, teacher, parents, and student. So when we say decentralization and school-based management, it means that decision-making authority and the power are distributed among various stakeholders within the community or within the school community, particularly the school head, teacher, parents, and the student. In the decentralization, the school head acts as facilitator and coordinator rather than sole of decision maker. So they share decision making responsibility with the teacher, parents, and student. SBM is a strategy to improve education by transferring significant decision-making authority from DepEd, Central Office, Regional Office, Division Office to individual schools. So from the department, central office, regional office, and division office, up to individual school. So SBM provide principal to teachers, students, and parents greater control over the education process by giving them responsibility for decision about the budget, personnel, and the curriculum. So we have here the advantage of SBM. The following are strength of SBM. Number one, allow competence in individual in the school to make decisions that will improve learning. So, collaborative decision making is also essential in empowering competent individual. So the head in the school can make decision to empower or improve the learning for the betterment of the learners. Number two is give the entire school community a voice and a key decision. So, by involving teacher, parents, and all the person who involved in the school must given a voice. So that is also the advantage and school-based management. Number three is focus accountability for decision. When the decision is made, the school, they are accountable for their decision, including academic accountability, financial accountability. Number four is lead to greater creativity in the design of program. It is advantage because the school already know the program that they will going to do, the resources that they have. When the competent individual in the school are empowered to make decisions that improve learning, it's often lead to greater creativity in the design of program school can develop. So that is the end of my report. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joymi Rubosa, and my part will be here. Advantage of SBM. Number five. When we say redirect resources to support the goals development in each school, it means that the money that they will use will redirect to the school, or the resources will redirect to the school itself, so that there will be no problem or the development will continue. Okay. Number six is lead to realistic budgeting as parents and teachers become more aware of the school's financial status, spending limitation, and the cost of its program. When we say lead to realistic budgeting, as parents and teachers become more aware of those things, um, it clearly says that to become transparent, or it is transparency, where parents and teachers knows where the budget will go, or how they will use it, or what's the purpose of it. That's how SBM, because it is not just the school staff or the student are included. It also includes the parents, because it's the it is um interconnected. Teachers, parents, students, and the school board are part of SBM. Okay. Number seven is improve morale of teachers and nurture new leadership of all levels. When we say improve morale of teachers and nurture new leadership at all levels, it means that they don't just improve their staffs academically, or they also improve their skills and morale so that they can function well. Let's move on to how does school-based management (SBM) affect the roles of school board and the superintendent and district office. The school board continues to establish a clear and unifying vision and to set broad policy for the district and the schools. SBM does not change the legal governance system of the school. and school board do not give up authority by sharing authority. The board's role changes little in conversion to SBM. Okay, it says here that those officials will not have effect, or their roles will not affect them because they still have the equal opportunity, authority rather. They still have equal authority, though they are sharing their authority to other board members. They don't have um, they will not be affected by it because SBM or school-based management just helps the organization or the board to be more organized so that they can function, they can do their works, or to what do you call it? Um, to improve their functionality and let's say transparency. School-based management helps not just the school itself, but also the board because it helps them with establishing a clear and unifying vision and to set board policies and the district and for the district and the school. Okay, what is necessary when implementing school-based management? Okay, SBMs have the strong support of school staff. Okay, it is necessary for SBM to have a full support or a support of school staff or a strong support of school staff so that it'll be effective in sense of its functionality or how the school would accept it. So, and next will be SBM is more successful if it is implemented gradually. It may take 5 years or more to implement SBM. Okay, it says here that it is more successful if it's implemented gradually. Okay, it may take 5 years or more to implement SBM, but when you implement it gradually, it'll be successful. Okay, lastly will be school and district staff must be given administrative training, but also must learn how to adjust to new roles and channel of communication. Okay, you understand? School and district staff must be given administrative training. It is necessary for the school and district staff to to have a training for them to excel with their work or for them to function well. It's just all about the functionality, okay? Functionality of those staff inside that SBM so that school will have a brighter future. Okay, brighter future. School will have or will be improving. Okay? Financial support must be provided to make training and time for regular staff meetings available. It is really important or necessary um, for for it to give financial support because without financial support, um, trainings and regular meetings will be useless because why okay, financial support must be provided to make training and time for regular staff meetings available. Yun lang yun. Wala na sa explanation. Okay, central office administrators must transfer authority to principals, and principals in turn must share the authority with teachers and parents. Yes, it is necessary to for the administrators to transfer their authority to principals because um principals are the one who implement rules inside the school, and they are the one who keep the school peaceful. And I forgot. Sorry, I'm really sorry. And the principal in turn must share the authority with teachers and parents. Because yes, it is really important for principals to turn or must share their authority to teachers and parents because teachers are one of the key to our s- to improve the school or the management inside the school. And the parents, it's it is parents and teachers relationship so that the students will have a peaceful and what we call this comfortable life inside the school. And that would be all. Thank you. Peace.
Okay, so good morning, leaders. So I'm Stephanie Brian Masangkay, and I will be reporting on the liabilities or disadvantage of SBM or school-based management. So first, what is school-based management? So school-based management provides principals, teachers, students, and parents a control over the education process by giving them the authority or the responsibility for decision about the programs or projects that they will going to conduct or they are going to implement in a school. So, first, under the disadvantage of school-based management is the participatory decision making because there are times that um, the decision making will create a frustrations, and this leaves the principals and teachers to have a less time or to have a, as I've said, to have a less time to devote them themselves on their jobs like teaching their students. And also teachers and community who will be joining the trainings will also need to provide their budget. Thus, some of the teachers may not be interested on attending some trainings because maybe um, some of them also has their financial problem. As I've said earlier, so some of the teachers or members of school community has a financial problem also. Thus, some of them maybe will be not interested on attending some trainings because they will also provide their budget. So next, we have some of the members of the school community are uh, the people around a school community where has a high expectation because they were expecting a quality education on that school. Yeah. So next we have, where was the SBM or school-based management being implemented? So the SBM was implemented across the country, and it covered a hundreds of schools district. So this system will focus on strengthening support systems of the DepEd to improve their educational planning and management. Thus, they have the subcomponents for them to achieve their goals. So they have the under the subcomponents of SBM, they have the policy and planning system, the participatory mechanisms in education, governance, human resource development of education management, quality assurance and accountability system, and programs to improve access. So next, we have the legal basis of SBM or school-based management. So the Philippine Constitution provides that Congress shall enact a local government code that will institutional so the so the local government code that will institutionalize a system for decentralization of the Article 10, Section 3, whereby local government units shall be extended more power to the authority. And next we have the RA 7160, also known as the Local Government Code, and the introduction of school-based management through RA 9155 on the Basic Government Act. So, the legal basis of school-based management has a 4 principles on validating the school's SBM level of practice. So, under the 4 principles were the leadership, governance, curriculum, learning accountability, and continuous improvement, and management of resources.
Good morning everyone. For today's video, I will be continuing to discuss the conditions for the success of SBM. When we say SBM, it means the skill-based management. In school, heads must be given the opportunity to make choices. They must actively participate in school improvement planning. It provides a program that objectively defines what skills and enterprises possess and what skill it needs in the future. In the involvement of parents and teachers, it must be strongly encouraged and highly welcome. Um, what strategic value it will replace on those skills and how it information, technology, employees, competency, strategic significant value. And let's proceed to the higher authorities must be actively encouraged, thoughtful experimentation and innovation in the atmosphere where mistakes are viewed as learning experience. Like for example, in school, the teachers is the one who correct the students, and the student will learn by the guidance and the thoughtful um, manner of teachers, and it must be willing to share their authority with the academic and the larger community. and teachers must develop reflection of solve problem solving. It helps teachers to be more aware of their underlying belief and assumptions about learnings and teaching. It helps teachers to promote a positive learning environment, particularly in students. And also, it allows teachers to consciously develop a relevant and context specific strategies and techniques. I let now proceed to the four principles of child and community centered education system and access. First is principle of collective leadership, principle of community based learning, third, principle of accountability for performance and result, and the fourth is principle of convergence to harness resource for education. These are the subcomponents of SBM. The second, the second is the policy and planning system. Under the subcomponent, STRIVE aims to enhance or develop structures, processes, and tools associated with policy or planning system at the school, division, and regional levels. We all know that Dep Ed, for example, had their own rules and um, systems to follow that they uh, pass it to through schools for when and school needed to follow that. And the second is the participatory mechanisms in education governance. This subcomponent is dedicated to identifying existing particularly mechanism in education's governance at the school, division, and religions. Um, in school, there are also the has participatory mechanism which education needed to provide. I think that's all of my report. Thank you for listening.
I am Carlo Enrique Federico, a reporter of Group 7. We have here number 3, which is the Human Resource Development of Educational Management. So this subcomponent focuses on developing and piloting the appropriate regional organizational structure to ensure that divisions actually supports the implementation of the school-based management as mandated by the Education Act of 2001. So this human resource development of education management focuses on improving and developing proper regional organizational structures for better and effective implementation of school-based management. Number 4, we have quality assurance and accountability system. So this subcomponent offers a mechanism for ensuring quality in critical system, processes, outputs, and outcomes of DepEd at various management levels to bring about improved learning outcome. These components continuous school improvement and better technical and management service. It is supported by the interlocking processes of monitoring and evaluation that systematically provide educators time information useful for planning and making decisions and adjustments. And number 5, which is the programs to improve access. So the focus of the subcomponents is to establish the appropriate mechanism that will increase the number of effective initiatives undertaken by the region, division, schools to improve access. The approach is to determine and pilot appropriate support option for basic education. It specifically aimed to plot test number effective initiative directly undertaken by the target access schools and community learning centers to improve access. Develop the pilot test support system mechanism and division level render direct technical assistance support the target access school and community learning center. And lastly, this subcomponent aims to develop the pilot test support system or mechanism at the region to facilitate policy compliance, effective program delivery, and ensure quality assurance and accountability. Thank you. I am Carlo Enriquez Federizo, a reporter from Group 7.
Good morning, everyone. I am Erica Delicano and I am the last reporter. Unified Information System. The regional UIS or Unified Information System is the ICT-enabled support to the process and information requirements of SBM, TND, and LRMDS. It aims to strengthen information management at the target regions and divisions to enable data-driven decision-making and provide a venue for connecting people and people to knowledge they need to effectively respond and create new and relevant information. So our school implemented the Unified Information System management, like for example, grade management. The teachers can input and calculate grades for assignments, exams, and overall academic performance to track the academic progress of the students. Attendance ng mga staff and even attendance ng mga students. So dito malalaman kung sino-sino nga ba ang mga students para madali na lang mahanap yung taong yon. So, Unified Information System Management, including the policy and guidelines, updates, and reminders inside of the school. And for that, nagiging aware din yung mga students. So, next slide, specifically, the system aims to Number 1, to streamline and efficiently render the collection and processing of education data from the school and field offices. The aim is to make the process more organized and less time-consuming. So, for example, para mapadali at maging epektibo ang pag-collect at pag-process ng mga data o datos from the school and field offices ay ang paggamit nila ng isang online system or online platform. So, through online system, nagiging organized or nagiging maayos ang paglalagay ng mga guro at staff ng mga kinakailangang data tulad ng bilang ng mga estudyante, grades, attendance, at iba pa na napapadali ang pag-process ng mga information or data through online system. Number 2, institutionalize quality assurance and ME processes at every level of the education management system. And 3, support information requirements of school-based management planning and policy formulation at all levels. So next slide is assessment of SBM practice, school-initiated assessment for self-direct improvement. So determine the level of SBM practice in school. One of the SBM practice that can improve the school is the participatory decision-making. School can establish committees or councils meeting consisting of teachers, parents, students, and community members to actively participate in decision-making process. These committees can discuss and make decisions on matters such as curriculum development, extracurricular activities, budget, and resource management. So, provide basis on which to establish a plan of action. Pag gagawa ng plano, kailangan mo na alamin or tingnan kung ano nga ba ang kakulangan or kailangan sa school na kailangan i-improve bago gumawa ng action. Next is improve the SBM support system through intervention that the school and other ed. The next is determine the effectiveness of SBM practice in the delivery of basic education services. So next slide. And the last one is the administration of SBM assessment. So stage 1, the school heads orientation by the DO SBM assessment orientation. Stage 1, it involves the school heads orientation conducted by the Department of Education or DO or the relevant educational authority. During this stage, schools administrators, specifically the school heads or principals, are provided with information, guidance, and training on the purpose, procedures, and expectation of the SPM assessments. So the orientation help familiarize school leaders with the assessment process and ensure that they have the necessary knowledge and understanding to participate effectively. So stage 2, responding to the instrument by the school stakeholders means that the individuals or groups who have vested interest in the school are providing feedback or completing a survey or assessment that has been shared with them. It is a process where stakeholders such as parents, teachers, students, and other community members engage with the survey instruments or questionnaires developed to gather their opinions, uh, experiences, and perspectives on the operation and management of the school. It gives a voice to the people directly affected by the decisions and allows them to participate in the planning and development of education in their community. Phase 1, orientation of the school stakeholders or respondents. Phase 2, actual inventory of evidence. It involves systematically gathering or organizing and analyzing various types of evidence to assess the effectiveness and impact of SBM in the school. This process helps inform decision making, identify areas for improvement, and guide future planning to enhance the effectiveness of SBM and promoting better educational outcomes. Phase 3, summarize the response, and stage 3, focus group discussion or FGD. So that's all our report about the SPM or the school-based management.